Hey, puppy trades! I went to a happy place. I went to a happy place. And this is the end of Puppy Trades Volume 1. Yes, this is the end of Puppy Trades Volume 1. It's over. It's over. You see, I thought Camping World was going to enter a bull market. It really looked like Camping World was going to enter a bull market. And I thought some crazy stuff. I thought that while Camping World was rallying, we were going to see CWH explode to a new all-time high during geopolitical events. You see, Camping World reminded me of a world where American citizens are living in camps. It reminded me of a world where, during the 2020 event, during that, it reminded me of a world where people needed to go to camp for quarantine. And I thought during the Camping World bull market, we were going to see the whole world needed to go to camp for whatever reason. Quarantine, maybe a different black swan. But I was wrong about that. Camping World broke below 22.60, and that invalidated the count. And so I kept trying to pick the bottom. And say, wait a minute, maybe this is an Elliott wave nest out of the IPO. Maybe. But I think right now, even on the daily chart, I counted this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. It looks like that's going to get invalidated too. So it's important to understand I'm wrong about Camping World. You see, the government would never go into someone's house without any warrant, without even a crime being committed, without even a crime being accused of. Forcibly take them from their house for their political opinions, for their conspiracy theories, forcibly take them from their house, put them into a ward, strap them to a bed, and forcibly inject them with medications they didn't consent to. And make them stay in that camp or make them stay in that ward until they had been sufficiently brainwashed so as to never want to end up in that ward again, even if it meant selling out some of their core beliefs. So I was wrong about Camping World. That's never going to happen, guys. Yeah, that's never going to happen. The government's never going to come into your house, forcibly remove you with no probable cause, no crime even being accused of, and against your will, take you to a camp where you are strapped to a board and forcibly injected with medications and then brainwashed to make sure you never end up in that camp or ward again. Make sure you're a good boy, a good supporter of Big Brother. The American government would never do that. The American government would never do that. So I was wrong about Camping World. And after my stay at the happy place, I think it's time to just say, we're done talking about Camping World. We're done talking about Camping World. I was wrong. Let's talk about some Bitcoin derivatives. Bitcoin didn't move in the 5 days I was gone. Surprise, surprise, Bitcoin's been sideways forever. Everyone thinks it's just going to stay sideways forever. I made a whole video about what I'm doing with Bitcoin exactly, so I won't get into that in this video. But yeah, we're done with Camping World. I normally stick with the stocks. Even if I'm wrong, I'll stick with it. I'll keep updating it. Let's talk about Strive. Bitcoin play. I believe this is a Bitcoin treasury company trying to compete with Strategy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the length of wave A, duplicate it, and place it at the wave B high to see where wave C ends. So what I like about Strive is a couple things. It has this very clean impulse structure. It forms wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Makes the highest high on the RSI. Shallow wave 4, wave 5 ends with momentum divergence. It doesn't get cleaner than that, folks. That is a perfect Elliott wave impulse. So what I'm looking for, I also like, if I measure the time fibs beginning at the length of wave 1 and ending at the end of wave 1, we get a perfect bottom right where wave 2 ends. So what I expect is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1, A, B, C. Wave 2, Strive, ASST, can go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 2 low, and go on a wave 3 of wave 3 rally to 14. But wait a minute, that's not all. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, and wave 5 is the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low, Strive can go all the way to 26. Holy cow! What's Bitcoin going to be doing when Strive is on its way to 26? Ay, ay, ay. I'm buying Bitcoin. I talked about exactly how I'm buying Bitcoin in my most recent video. Make sure to go watch that. Let's go to Argo blockchain. More Bitcoin derivatives. This one's a penny stock. This looks like a triple Elliott wave nest. Wave 1, wave 2. Wave 1, wave 2. Wave 1, wave 2. Argo, ticker ARBK, can go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, on a wave 3 of wave 3 higher to 99 cents, before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high, and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, Argo blockchain can go all the way from 33 cents to $1.65 for waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just in blue. Just in blue. And that would end 5 waves up in blue, which would end wave 3 in red. There'd be a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher, which would end wave 3, which would end wave 5 in red, which would also end wave 3 in black. That's a long, fancy way of saying there's a lot of unfolding to do for Argo blockchain. There's a lot of unfolding to do for Argo blockchain. I believe it's going to be to the upside. Let's look at Ethereum ETF ETH. I knocked this one out of the park earlier this year. Bang! But now everyone's giving up on Ethereum. Now everyone's giving up on Ethereum. Perfectamundo for me. I believe that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2. From this low, we have a wave 1 and a wave 2, and we broke above the wave 1 high, so we formed an incomplete bullish sequence. What that means is that Ethereum ETF ETH should go all the way up to the 127.2% extension of the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, up to 52 at minimum, before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, Ethereum can go all the way up to 67 for the Ethereum ETF ETH. Let's look at this daily count real quick. Interesting daily count for Ethereum ETF ETH from this low. 1, 2, 3. And people forget about this big impulse. It wasn't too long ago. People were saying it's ETH season. It's ETH season. That wasn't too long ago. I know some of you guys have goldfish memories, but in Elliott Wave, you got to remember the path that the stock has taken. The idea that this 5 waves of price action is going to affect the future is a really strange concept to a lot of people. How could the past price action affect future price action, Puppy Trace? I thought this was the random walk. So anyway, Ethereum goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, C, wave 2. It's a little tight, but above 27, that's too tight. Above 25, let's call it 25. Or let's use this wave 1 high. Above 23.89, that's a good level. Above 23.89, ETH can go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, on a wave 3 higher to 54, before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, ETH can go all the way up to 68, and those are very similar price targets to what we had on the larger degree.